As we discussed last week in this video, we have entered into a span where the readings will really be using images of bread and of wheat, and especially fixating on the idea of Christ as the bread of the world, and that his body is broken for us just as a loaf of bread is broken to share among friends. And of course, with that very natural transposition of that image onto the Eucharistic feast that we celebrate every week. And so these ideas of sacrifice, but also of nourishment, that we are nourished by Christ's presence, are really at the heart of what we will be reading over these next few weeks. And of course, that will be reflected in our prayers, our hymns, and our anthems. So we're going to start this service on Sunday with a very familiar hymn and a very familiar tune, Glorious Things of Thee Are Spoken, which we do know to the tune Austria, that Austrian national hymn that was composed by Joseph Haydn. But this Sunday we will be singing it also out of the hymnal. There's the alternate hymn tune of Abbott's Lee, which again is a very familiar tune to our congregation. The name Abbott's Lee of that tune comes from a district in Bristol, and we found that out as the choir was traveling there in Bristol in 2019, and we actually met somebody who hails from Abbott's Lee, and that was kind of an interesting connection. The tune itself was composed by someone who was born in Abbott's Lee, but was at St. Paul's Cathedral in London, and it was right after World War II. And they had planned to sing this tune, or sing the hymn, Glorious Things of Thee Are Spoken, with the more familiar Austria. And this precentor said, absolutely not. There's no way that after the Germans have bombed our city, can we come back in and sing the Austrian national hymn. And so he composed this tune specifically to use with these words as a substitute for Austria. We sing this tune a lot with other texts. We rarely get to sing this tune with the words that it was specifically written for. So that's a little bit of an added interest for our opening hymn. The offertory anthem draws words from Paul's letter to the Philippians. And so there's actually not quite a lot of attention being paid to the idea of bread of the earth. It's really more this very kind of prosaic passage. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Let your softness be known unto all men. These wonderful 16th century words, these turns of phrases that are a little bit different than what we hear in modern translations. The Lord is even at hand. Be careful for nothing, in the sense of caring, being weighed down by nothing. But in all prayer and supplication, let your petitions be known and manifest to God. So this is an anonymous setting that does come from the 16th century, but it's very bright and buoyant and bouncy and full of life and full of zest. It starts off with the choir coming in various entrances with that rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. And you can hear that sort of rhythmic kick with and again, I say rejoice. Really marvelous setting. And as it continues on, that section about let your softness be known unto all men. Very, very expressive in all of that. So a wonderful, wonderful tune. At the communion, our hymn will be O food to pilgrims given. So now shifting back to that idea of Christ being provided for us in the bread of Eucharist. And it uses a very beautiful German chorale tune, O Welt ich mich dies lassen. And of course, we have lots of other great tunes and texts and prayers, so we hope that you will come and break bread with us as we share in the Eucharistic feast here at St. John's.